Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Having Demons Podcast. What episode is this, Adam?
21.
21?
I think.
Honestly, we don't know
I
what
could
episode
fact
it
check
is.
that.
You can double check it. How we feeling this week? We got, you can't see him.
22.
22, there you
That's
go.
how we're feeling.
Deuces are wild. We got a guest on right now. Well, I mean, he's not on screen, but you'll hear him. How do you want to be referred to?
Block Fulio,
the crypto bandit.
Your crypto must be doing amazing to garner a name like that.
It's doing all right.
I'm not going to brag. He's doing well.
It's decent.
I was going to say,
how we doing this week, guys? How we feeling? It's been a while since we've been on. It's been 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't here last week.
Yeah, we weren't here last week.
We could do a weekend recap. It's been 2 weekends.
2 weekends. What did we do? It was Halloween.
Well.
Right? What was the...
Yes. Oh, because
Yes.
we haven't done one since Halloween. You're right.
Yeah, we haven't done one since Halloween. So
we could do the Halloween recap. It could be brief.
We the champs, baby.
We the champs.
All city champs.
Hey, Block Fulio and I, we ran through a whole party twice in beer pong.
Well, I mean, you lost the second time to us.
When
but-
we didn't even
gave
care. We didn't even care.
Conveniently,
that
y'all didn't
boredom.
care. It's all good, bro. It's fine.
I know he takes it to heart because he won that one.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, we could have done the rubber match. 1-1. Got to go game 3.
If we care, we would have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
See how he takes it personal because he won?
I did.
Hey,
I
it's all
saw
good.
his eyes when
Yeah.
we beat him.
Hey, he won. We beat the party so bad nobody else wanted to play anymore. He's just right there with the ball by himself, just
Hey, bro.
him and his friendly ghost.
Hey, bro. I did not have the ball in my hand. I had the gat in my hand.
Sure.
I did. We were shooting up the block with our Nerf guns. Fernie,
Yeah.
Block Fulio.
That was the funnest part about that
I
party.
say, do you want to talk about your costume?
My costume?
You want to let people know what you were?
Yeah, I didn't take any photos of it. But
Do
I
you
was the
regret
crow. Do I regret it? Yeah.
It was a good costume.
Honestly, there's a lot of effort put into it.
It was so much effort put into it, and looking back, probably should have took some photos of it. But
At least once. or
But
twice.
luckily, I still have everything. If I wanted to
Hey,
dress up again,
Yeah, there's no proof that you wore it, so you can wear it
yeah,
again.
I could wear it again. I could be a costume repeater. It was that good of a costume. If Ari would be so kind to do my makeup again, that's literally what it depends on.
That's
is
the
if
last
she
time you were
would.
doing that costume.
Yeah. So
so what were you?
I said the crow.
Oh, you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the crow.
Fernie, you want to go over your costume?
I guess I was a drill rapper.
Yeah, bro, you was foo shiesty.
Pretty much what Fernie was. He was a bandit. He was a bandit by all means.
Yeah, all he had was a ski mask and a Nerf gun.
That's all you need.
Yeah, all blacked out.
Put your
Had a
hands
Nerf
down,
gun.
your ass up.
I still wore a hat.
He
Still wore a hat on top of it.
The
Yep.
ignorance,
Wait, what did the hat say? It
finesse.
said finesse, right? Yeah. There you go. That's Fernie's costume.
Yeah. And
And then
in Arturo's costume, the theme of the night was people walking up to Arturo and says, "Oh, so you didn't dress up this year?"
Which honestly, I did that costume for myself and myself only. I didn't really care if anybody didn't know. There's a few people who caught it, but you
Yeah.
had to pay close attention to it.
Yeah.
I was Dean from Supernatural. If anybody's seen it, now granted, is his costume to dress?
You don't
like
do
a
it. You don't do it
generic
for the
white guy?
likes. You don't do it for anybody. You did it for yourself. You
I
did it
did.
for the bad bitches.
I knew you dressed up. That's why I asked.
No, that's what I mean. So I did it for me. I knew people. I already knew going into this that people weren't gonna know it,
Yeah.
but that was fine with me,
You played a phenomenal Dean.
dude.
Yeah.
I tried.
You couldn't shoot at the demons, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man. You look great.
Hey, you know what?
Look phenomenal. Hey, your gun has some damn kickback to it.
Oh, I know. I got fucking Daniel mad.
Yeah.
I
you did.
shot him.
Hey,
thought I
if
was
he
missing-
wasn't wearing that sheet, that sounds so wrong.
Yeah. He wasn't wearing that white sheet over his
If he
face.
wasn't wearing that white sheet over his head, bro, it would have hurt him.
Yeah.
Well, dead ass. I thought I was missing.
Nah, you
Yeah,
were
I mean,
missing.
you're about 5 twisted T's in. You don't know what you were hitting.
He's shit. I'm twisted.
I still had to aim though.
Y'all were some damn menaces.
Oh, bro.
Shooting inside the house.
Dude, we're having so much fun with it. Remember we're trying to shoot down the Jenga too?
Yeah. That.
Oh, bro. Hey, they didn't like that. I think it was fucking Ari or somebody fucking closed the sliding door on us. I
Nah,
was
it
like,
wasn't
all right.
Ari.
No.
Oh, wasn't?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Ari.
Yeah, look over here blaming people.
No, I thought it was her.
No.
Ari was a proud supporter of that gun.
Yeah. It was fun.
We're menaces. I had a blast.
I knew we were gonna have
pun
fun
intended.
with the Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that shit.
Good call. Good call.
Hey, T's
And
and
he almost
P's,
didn't
so-
want it.
I know. I had to
know,
convince his ass.
But I still owe you for that Nerf gun, by the way. I'll buy you food.
Take it.
I was gonna say, so that was pretty much Halloween weekend.
No.
And then this last weekend we did part 2 of our rollout of our drop.
Yeah.
Rendezvous with Destiny.
Part 2. Yep. The hat and the jacket.
Hat and the jacket.
What'd you say about your dad? Just a dude being a guy.
Just a guy being a dude. Yeah, because the photos I had my dad model it, and Fernie was like, "Your dad looks so cool." I'm like, just a guy being a dude.
Yeah,
well, because you said that was just so quick.
Oh yeah, bro. It took 10 15 minutes.
I was telling Adam, this is by far the best model I've ever worked with. By far, just effortless. Just you didn't have to tell him much. He's just gonna be there, and we got it done with quick.
Was Arturo a little afraid to tell him what to do?
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So he had no choice in the matter, but it was easy. It was easy. I was like,
it's hard to tell a man what to do with his bike.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a respect thing. It's like, I don't want to tell you what to do. But then it's like, oh, but I need to, you got to kind of flip around.
There's a way you could ask.
No, I know. It's just, I don't want to go down that route.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was more than willing. I mean, if he would have been doing that for nothing associated with me, that's a very tricky situation to go down.
I was telling you.
But since it was for me.
No, that's why I kept telling you. I was like, hey, fucking Adam, tell him to turn around. I was like, I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah. Because if it was anybody else, hey, can you turn your bike? I'll turn you the fuck around.
I'm like, all right.
All right.
Time to go.
Hoorah.
All right. Yeah, but it was cool. Drop's going well. I love the jacket. I can't wait to wear it. So
I think we talked about it one time, but I was telling somebody else, I was like, I want to specifically go to Murray's. We will be going to Murray's in Big Bear, but I want to go somewhere just to wear that jacket. Mm-hmm. Like I've done that with like jackets and boots, certain things. Like you need to be in certain areas, for it to like kind of come together. Yeah, but that's how you know you're excited about something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that jacket is a very Murray's vibe. Somebody that purchased the jacket, he's gonna wear it strictly for riding purposes and have a little photo shoot.
Oh, that's gonna be
of his own.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Let's be honest. If we all go to Murray's and we all have the jackets, we're gonna wear them together.
And they may think we're in a biker gang.
They may think, should we just walk in like Dane Cook with just the motorcycle helmets?
Do you know that bit?
We get called out for our set.
It's like, hey, bro, I got no patches, no badges. I ain't got nothing on this.
Bro, but it says Demonios, and you got like this kind of patch little system on the back going on.
I was like, hey, bro. I mean,
it does. It looks sick as fuck.
It's convincing. It's what it is.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, have you seen that bit from Dane Cook where like he was thinking about like how to pick up chicks? Like he always saw dudes with motorcycles and street bikes. They'd always get chicks, but he couldn't afford a street bike. What he could afford was the helmet. So he would wear a leather jacket and boots and all that, but he couldn't afford it. So he'd go to the bars with just a helmet.
Right.
And he
would,
by
the way.
Yeah, and he'd pick up girls and say like, "Let me ride home with you. I've been drinking." But this one night, he said that he tried. And she's like, "Let me ride with you on your bike." And he's like, "No, let me just go with you." She's like, No. We're riding on your bike." And he's like, "What the fuck do I do?" He's like, "So we kept walking in this parking lot. Like, my bike's around here. Don't even worry about it." He's like, "I'm looking for an empty car space." So he's like, he's like, "I'm going to find an empty car space." I'm like, "Somebody fucking stole my bike. My bike was right here."
Holy shit, where's my bike?
Holy shit, where's my bike? He's like, "That's my oil. That's my oil right there. I know this is my oil." He's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I can't believe this. Take me home and just fuck me, please."
Hey, and it worked.
Just my bike. My livelihood.
Works seamlessly.
Hey.
So that's what we might have to do at Murray's. So if you want to invest in a helmet, bro.
No, I don't.
He's like, I can't do it, bro.
No.
Yeah, you look at that helmet, you're like, how much ETH is this?
That's a lot of ETH.
I've been riding. That's another thing. I've been riding my bicycle. If I don't need to drive a car, I'll ride my bike because I look at gas prices as if like that's 2 Cardanos right there.
Bro, shooting through the roof.
I'm busting 2 investments. I'm gonna buy the bike, the exercise one, and I'm gonna get that little electric scooter like the bird ones from Best Buy.
Yeah.
How much are those bikes?
$700.
That's not.
Wait,
bad.
Which ones? The
scooter
or the bike?
Scooter.
Like
the scooter
is it a scooter or is it one you sit down in?
No, it's like the birds.
Oh, it's legit.
Like
birds.
the birds.
Okay.
Like charge everything, gives you the time and everything.
You
just hit like 20 and shit.
Hey, bro, you just gonna.
Those things all last,
bro. Are you gonna bird over here?
Huh?
You gonna bird over here?
Nah,
that's too far.
Nah, it's not that it's too far. It's the route. Like, if you come through Grapefruit, fucking tweakers and
Yeah.
just people speeding.
Yeah.
And then there's not really a lot of like good driving, or like, you know what I mean, biking roads
Yeah,
on the way to
That
Indio
is
from
true.
Coachella.
If it's
Well,
dog shit around
they're
here.
working on that. Like they're working on an actual bike path. They've been doing that for I think 10 years now.
Yeah.
But a bike path from Coachella all the way to Palm Springs.
Yeah, because I see them doing it on the bridges right now off
Yeah.
of Fred Waring and Miles. It doesn't look like they're moving very fast, but
They had
it's progress.
no, they're slow progress.
By the
I
way-
imagine though, because California is so strict with like code and stuff like that, like it's probably a nightmare
It's the worst.
to try to
Not
get
even
it
close.
done.
The worst.
Like, Coachella has more bike lanes. It's more bike friendly than Indio is.
Now it is.
Ironically, yeah.
Yeah, funny and like it's you go. There's so many bike lanes, invisible bike lanes. They make room in on the street for them. I mean, not on Grapefruit, but in Indio,
Boulevard.
bro, it's like fend for yourself.
Dude, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I'm sure you have since you're riding your bike a lot more now.
Oh yeah,
For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the time change. I don't know what the fuck it is. The
It's
driving
Mercury.
has gone progressively worse in these last few weeks. I don't know if it's because the weather's better. There's more
Snowbirds.
people driving. I don't know what it is.
see, I just got off the phone with somebody earlier, and he said the same thing. Snowbirds are like, no, bro. These
No,
are
this
people
is
that live in
Indio.
Northside. Like these are people that just live here.
Yeah.
Like they're not snowbirds.
I know what my people look like.
Yeah, and they'll take a red light or they won't even look. They'll just it's gotten so bad. I see it in the mornings. I see it when I come back from work. I see it when I'm riding my bike. People just fucking they don't care.
I don't know what the fuck what's gone into people right now.
I
But
don't
the,
know.
Well,
the-
it's just getting more packed. Like, you know what I mean? There's more
I mean,
people here.
I guess and they're more
Eventually, it's gonna get like
frustrated.
LA driving, like straight up.
I would say though,
Oh, don't say that.
LA, Indio isn't as bad as like Indian Wells, because in Indian Wells you'll see like that's when I'll see the snowbirds not give a fuck and like
Yeah.
and turn left because they've waited too long for their left turning light
Yeah.
to go.
I've
Like
seen
so
that many
they'll just take it, and I'm like
red?
a red, yeah. Like they'll be sitting there, bro, and it's green going this way. And like say they just missed the left turn, like they came up to the intersection and it was already green and then it already went to red. If they sit there for longer than a minute, they'll just
They're
take it.
taking it.
Yeah. I've seen that
And
multiple
think about
times
it. This
already.
is 111. People are hauling
Yeah.
ass, especially in that strip in Indian Wells. You could get speed right there.
Yeah. It's right it's like right past the Renaissance Esmeralda, like right there those weird intersections where
There's country clubs.
yeah, the country clubs and stuff. I was gonna say like they're kind of like on a timer. They're not on really on a sensor, especially in
No.
the morning. Like even if they are on a sensor, there's more traffic going this way than perpendicular.
Yeah.
So they're just like waiting there, and if they see like a car hasn't shown up yet and their light's been red for a minute, they'll just take it. Because there's also no street cameras.
I mean, we always want to do it, but we don't
Yeah.
actually do it.
I don't-
These motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Like you could tell that's how you can tell there's a difference in privilege, because we all know the consequences if we were to take that red light. Like I see all the laborers in the morning, like they're super respectful with their driving. They don't cut nobody off speed. Like they go the speed limit.
And-
they wait.
And that's another thing too. Oh, this is etiquette that they never teach you about, like in driving school or anything. I'm constant. People that cut off people with trailers and shit, it's like, bro, you play a really risky game cutting somebody off with a trailer. They have weight behind them. They have the weight of their vehicle, trying to calculate your stupid ass cutting in front of him, and now he's got to turn.
They do that, and they try to cut off semis.
That one's even the worst.
You got tons behind
Yeah.
you, and you think he's gonna stop or she's gonna stop on a dime?
I was like, you've seen what happened in Final Destination.
Yeah.
That's very, very easy to happen.
It's so weird. It's so weird to see. People don't care, and also like common sense would dictate, like if you're at a left turning yield, whatever oncoming traffic goes away, even if that oncoming traffic's turning right, they have the right of way.
Yeah.
You don't. Like just because you're turning left and the opposite ways they're gonna turn right, you don't turn left before they turn right. You have to wait for them.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers will turn left and get mad at you because you have the right of way.
Yeah, it's like, oh, but you could have made right onto the first lane, but you made it right onto the second lane. It's like, hey, bro, because I need to make it in the left right after my fucking light.
Yeah.
It's
Or is crazy thought you could just wait until I'm done with my turn.
Yeah.
And you're turning left going into my lane.
Bro, I'm telling you, you see it, I see it. The times in the mornings when we're driving down the very busy streets with all the, like, you see all the workers, all the people, and then you see the people like that aren't like in the labor business, that are like in their cars trying to fucking get to their office or whatever. The beefs that I constantly see every day,
Road rage every morning.
Insane.
You should drive if you want to, like, Fernie, if you have nothing to do at 7 in the morning,
Even earlier than that.
Post up at the Circle K on Washington 111. Post up right there and see like how much people don't care about other people's lives when they drive, because they'll be in that third lane that merges right before the Cliff House, and they will risk everybody's life to merge.
Good luck, everybody. At merging.
Yeah, like they could, like the bridge is coming up and you have to merge left, and they'll fucking speed that way and force themselves in.
Well, remember I used to drive to Palm Desert that early all the time.
That's true. I forgot.
I used to see it, but I mean, I was so early to work. I was just watching everybody. Remember, I used to tell you I would watch people buck up.
Yeah,
bro,
they were in a rush.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm seeing the driving get worse, and I'm like, oh, it's only gonna get more terrible.
The other day on Monday, I was driving to another pool, and my dad told me to go back. Like, well, he didn't tell me to go back. I went back. He's like, hey, did you get the whatever at this other pool? So I just went back on my own. And then when I was coming back down that same street, I'm looking, and I saw, okay, there's cops blocking off going westbound on Miles right in front of John Glenn. And I was like, oh shit, okay, there's just an accident, like another accident happened. No, that car went through a street light pole, that like an actual street intersection one, with like the the yellow green.
Yeah.
Went through that, knocked that fucking thing down, and it fell on top of a car, and like the actual signal light hit the top of it. Car caught on fire. It was burnt to a crisp, bro. And I was like, oh, this is bad. By the time I got there was nobody around. Like, they probably already rushed them to whatever hospital.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, dude, this, like, right in front of the school, and people are assholes, bro. Like, even at the 111, what's in the school 111 right next to the tennis gardens? There's an elementary school right there. I forget the name. But there's people that just straight up take the red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They just straight up take the red, and like the crosswalk people, they just look like they have to stay there for like at least 2 seconds before walking across, because every day
will fly.
Every day people are running reds, or they'll like just wait and then they'll just take it.
It just makes
people don't
no
care.
sense, bro. No sense.
Like I don't know what it is about this time, this day and age, where there's just a lack of empathy. People are so self-absorbed with their own lives, where they need to get to what they need to do, and they don't care about anybody else.
You see that in just different aspects of not even driving, just other things, whether it's business, and we could relay that into the Travis Scott topic.
I laid that one up.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I laid that one up, and he LeBron'd it.
Hey, thank you again. But I'll start off that topic with saying, first and foremost, like, thoughts and prayers to the families that were affected, to the people that are traumatized, to just the unfortunate situation that was in Travis. What is it, Travis World?
No, it's Astroworld.
Or Astroworld. Fuck. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Words. In Houston, is this his first or second one?
I think, no, it's not his first. It's like his third.
It's like his third. Okay, so he's relatively new to hosting his own festivals, and that's what these.
Which not to say.
Have you
rest in peace to the 8 lives that are lost and all the ones that are injured, all the families that are affected. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it didn't happen with the first one.
And I'll say this: I think this is, and this is not to be narcissistic, I think this is kind of a Coachella effect of you starting to see the influx of increased amount of concerts, festivals, long 3-day weekend type.
Yeah,
like, it's not the whole like going on tour and doing one night here. No. They're moving towards like the Coachella kind of structure.
Yeah. Well, those multi-day festivals of like Outside Lands, because I know Outside's been doing it for a minute. There's the one in Europe that you brought up the other day, the EDM one. I forgot.
The EDM one. I fucking forgot what it's called.
It's I forget the name, but like EDC just happened a few weeks ago. You're gonna Google it.
Yeah.
Because they see the money, and they see that people are willing to spend for that type of experience.
High dollar amounts.
Yeah. They're willing to spend. They want to be there. Like, but what people don't take into consideration is how much it costs for that kind of event to go down. Like the infrastructure, even just the layout of the stages. Like, it's not
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland. I kept saying Wonderland in my head.
Holy shit, bro!
400,000 people.
Tomorrowland, yeah.
Yeah, but they've been doing it
Since the rip.
Yeah, they've been doing it for
the longest time.
Oh, probably over a decade.
Yeah.
I remember because David Guetta did his set fucking tripping on Molly.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
What's that one video?
That one video where he's just like looking into the crowd, bro. If you want to see a funny video,
see a crowd.
Which goes to show anybody could be a DJ. You just gotta preset the fucking thing and just don't look stupid up there.
Just move little buttons every now and then.
Just pretend, and like he's just like this, and his hands stop moving. He's just staring. Beat drops happening, everything. But then he's like they're like, oh shit, yeah.
I'm in this.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that people don't take into consideration, which now, I mean, it sucks. Humans have to learn the hard way.
Yeah, always.
Because you feel like you could cut corners and you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. And I think another reason why, Coachella hasn't faced that in recent years is just how hard it is to do stuff in California, like the regulations and stuff. Everything has to be up to code. That's in Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
I can't imagine there's a much of rules going around of like, oh, I'm sure go ahead, do it. Just pay whatever.
Yeah.
What is not fees? What's the word?
They're traffic permits that they pay.
Yeah,
for.
pay for your permits. Make sure that you staffed a security company of sorts. You have staffed
insurance. There's a bunch of requirements for it.
But as far as like getting an actual company that specializes in huge festivals, because even though it's 50,000 people, that's still a lot of fucking people for one stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing about Coachella is you have multiple stages, you have different attractions for people to be at. Like, you don't have everybody there
in one common area.
Even then, like, somebody brought up on Twitter, like, practically all of Coachella was there for Beyonce's set. Yeah. Like, there was still some people seeing other shows, but majority of the festival was there to watch her show, and nothing bad happened. And you had double or triple the amount of what was at Astroworld there. So it's like, what's going on? What's different? It's just like, how they structured the actual audience, how they break up with barricades and they enforce it.
Yeah, we're so blessed here that we have the amount of space that we can structure things in a way to where that can't happen. Because they know first and foremost the liability that thing is. And I also think
we do realize that Beyonce and Travis Scott music is.
Well, no, I knew you were gonna say that. Right? So, did anybody hear anything about people dying at Knotfest? Which happened the same day.
Explain what Knotfest is.
Knotfest is a music festival put on by Slipknot, and they bring in other acts that are in that same genre. And it's nothing but like headbangers, bro. Like that genre promotes violence. It promotes mosh pits.
One would say the originators.
Yeah, the originators of it, and nobody heard of, I'm pretty sure people go to the medical tent or people go places, but nobody saw a report of people dying. Like, and that's where you probably would have expected it to happen, is around the whatever you want to call the stereotype, a bunch of headbangers, dirty white people, whatever you want to put, like just those type of moshers. And what you don't realize is that there's an actual culture behind it. Like, what I would say is, hype beast popular culture has kind of not confiscated, but like they try to make moshing their own without really understanding, like, there's rules to it.
There's rules of engagement.
There's rules like if somebody gets knocked down, the outer circle of the mosh pit's supposed to help them get up, or somebody's supposed to help them get up so they don't get trampled on. Like, you could throw punches, but not meant to like actually inflict harm. Knock somebody out.
Now, if you're throwing elbows and what, like, this, hey,
there's certain assholes, and then people, I've seen it happen.
Get fucked up.
People get fucked up for that. Like, if you're going there with the intent to hurt somebody, like you're just like trying to cheap shot somebody, like everybody's gonna turn on you because that's not supposed to happen.
Which that's the last place you want a mob mentality to happen.
And you could see the difference in the type of the crowd, the fan base that those two separate events attract, because I saw some videos of this one kid's like saying racist remarks to a group of Asian concert goers and like throwing shit at them. He ended up getting knocked out and jumped by everybody.
He got the brakes beat off of him.
But I could just apply that to like Travis's fan base. Like, majority of it's just a bunch of people that just don't know. Like, they're just a bunch of hype beasts that think it's cool. Like, it's an excuse for them to be assholes, to rage, quote unquote.
I think most of the time with those hype beast people is they have no sense of identity and no sense of curating a culture. So they're just following whatever
they just appropriate.
Yeah. So they don't understand any of this.
And his brand up until Sunday has been rage. I want you to end up in the tent. I want to see blood. I want to see there's video evidence of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look good for him. I mean, he's already getting sued.
And I hope a lot of these concerts that are trying to get away with these things in these like metropolitan areas, which I'm not saying Houston's like a metropolitan area, but it's a city nonetheless. Coachella brings in what? San Diego, San Bernardino, like cops, the infrastructure that Coachella brings to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen is second to none.
Yeah,
And,
from here all the way to maybe North Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's and I could say like there's feds and people that come in, like there's bomb detection, like I've seen it firsthand how they move.
Well, yeah, because your company.
Yes.
Yeah.
How they move like weeks and months beforehand. I'm like, oh, this is. I was like, I've seen the way things are done, Coach. I was like, there's no way that they did that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of things that people are trying to do in other cities. Like, oh, we want a huge concert. You're not set up to do that. And I hope that this is a realization for those other companies and everybody that just tries to get a profit to realize like, hey, maybe it's not the time and place here. I understand you want to make your money. Find out other ways to do it.
I think everything needs to be done the right way.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna cut corners or you're gonna put people in place that have never done something to that scale, probably shouldn't do it. And I know like other artists that do this, like Posty Fest, for instance. I know that I think that just happened not too long ago. That's Post Malone's festival that he throws in Dallas.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah, he throws it in Dallas. I'm pretty sure now he's probably gonna amp up whatever security, whatever EMS services, and like a reputable EMS company.
Not the
because I
bullshit
saw the
ones?
reports of like EMS people showing up without like their actual care kit and like missing stuff and not knowing what to do, not even knowing how to do CPR. It's like, bro, before you can even become an EMT, you have to be CPR certified. There's no asking other people if they know CPR.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like there was accounts of people like EMS, emergency medical service members that didn't know how to do CPR, that were panicking, that
Where? At
there
that show?
at the show.
Well, think about it. Like,
And there was other members that were like working, I guess, with like a different company, because there's amongst EMS, like you have different companies that provide it, so you can contract whoever.
but the protocol is still around the same. Like,
No, it's the same.
Yeah.
You go by the same guidelines. It's not different company to company.
Yeah.
So, but it just shows like that's a piece of shit company, and like that company's probably after this lawsuit's done not gonna exist anymore.
Yeah, nobody would ever want to. Well, yeah, bro, nobody would ever want to hire them again. And I'll say that to say this, like, think about this. No offense to anybody who's worked security at Coachella, but anybody that works security at Coachella, they're not the most trained. They're not the most qualified. They have
No,
their guard
bro, they're
card.
hired from Bauer Security.
Yeah, I know, but this is
I know because I
I
got hired there.
I know, but I'll say that to say this: we still have the actual professionals and reinforcements. They're kind of just there to.
Bro,
show a face.
Bauer Security, those members are there to direct traffic, to tell you where to park,
Thank
and
you.
to tell you where like the information desk
Thank
is.
you. But think about the cavalry of sheriff departments that are behind that.
There's even fuckers riding around on horses.
That's what I mean, bro. And that's what these people should be realizing. Like, okay, yes, EMS, they should know the general, but like we have our medical tents. We have a lot of things just in case these people can't provide. We got the backup. They had no backup.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
And then you had assholes jumping on like the EMS
Carts?
carts and stuff. It's like, bro.
Oh, I saw that one. That was
Didn't they
wild.
out that guy? The dude
Yeah,
that was
they outed
dancing?
him. Yeah, they did. Because he tweeted about it. He said, y'all already, like, he tweeted about it and said, like, if you know me, this is how I am. I rage, this, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, you're so fake. Like,
Wait, he
why?
said that?
Yeah, he said that. And then they screenshotted his Twitter, got his actual name because he deactivated his Instagram. This is on his Instagram. And then he tweeted it out. And then he deactivated both, but they already found his name and everything.
He's gonna get sued.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. I don't know what type of accessory to, not to murder, but like
no,
to,
but it's illegal. You can't. That's why
You can't beat the internet.
you can't beat the internet. One,
that'll never happen.
Internet and TikTok, they're gonna figure out who you are and who you fucked before.
Bro, did you guys
like they're gonna
Well,
find everything out. They're gonna know if
You'd
you've
have to
ever
say
got
that.
an STD
They'd
check.
have to say that.
TikTok is gonna find out everything about you.
I
Just be a good person because they're gonna find out.
I saw
Side note.
Side note. I saw this report that that there was this girl in a car, and apparently there's like a sign for like help, like a distress signal, like with your hands, and that somebody. This is a trend, I guess, on TikTok that people kind of do.
This one?
To spread. Yeah, it's something like this with your fingers, and then you close or something. And somebody saw that, like ongoing traffic, saw like the girl in the window do that, and they like rescued this girl. She was kidnapped.
It was a 70-year-old guy or something. like
Yeah.
that?
Where?
I
Or
don't
just
know
in general?
No, well, no. This I don't know where it
The
happened.
state, but it was like on the freeway though.
It was
I
on the
think.
freeway. But imagine that, bro. Like you're like, oh, what? I've seen that sign.
Yeah.
Like there's good things with the internet, like that.
Oh, you're just saying. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
That-
I thought you were
that
talking
just, like-
about at the festival.
No.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just saying, like TikTok and like
Yeah.
as much as we give the internet a bad rap, it helps out. In
I've
instances
learned
like
a
this.
lot from TikTok. I'll still bash it, but I'll
can't-
be there. I'll be there scrolling.
I don't say nothing. I just watch it.
First, I'll be quiet.
But when he leave, I'll be talking again.
Are you dumb, Barney?
What was we talking about? So it's illegal. That's why when like it's illegal to stop medical attention. It's illegal to. That's why you're supposed to, when you're driving, you're supposed to pull over to the right, because if you block an ambulance from either going to the scene, like wherever they need to go, or going to a hospital, you're getting arrested.
Yeah.
If you try to stop cops like where they need to get to, you're getting arrested. So imagine at a festival, bro, the law is still the law. If think about that, bro, you're stopping people from doing their job, that person can die. And if they did, I don't know what the extent is of what you could charge them for.
And I'll ask
maybe
you.
like manslaughter, no?
I have no idea.
It's gonna be something.
I didn't
bro.
get that far in my EMT training.
I don't know.
I would consider it the same thing like when you try to pull somebody out of an accident. Like you're not supposed to. If
You're not supposed
if
to.
you're not CPR or whatever, EMT or whatever.
If you're not, if you're not a medical professional, if you're not certified to do that, you shouldn't do it.
But that's tough. Like I think about that too sometimes. Like imagine like
It's bullshit, but it's real.
It's a society we live in where everyone's gonna, if they can sue you, they're gonna sue you.
Yeah, because like what happens if you see a car starting, which is great. Like I know you don't like him. Brendan Schaub, heavyweight MMA fighter, saved kids and like people getting out of a car that was like, it was like starting to turn on fire on the freeway, and and granted, he has his kids and his wife with him, and he's all, fuck, like I can't put their life in jeopardy, and I'll be fucked if I do something. But there's kids in that car, and he fucking, as strong as that fucking, he was a heavyweight. He fucking pried the door open and saved the kids. There's like the mom in the front was already dead, but like a minute later, that fire. So those kids would have been fried. They couldn't get out. So like it's one of those tough situations where, do I do the right thing or do I think about what could happen to me? Like I don't know. Like you run across a situation.
They advise you not to, just because it's not. I think it's a bystander. I don't know the exact name, so I'm not going to use the term. But you're liable. Yeah. You're liable, and even if you're an an EMS person, and someone says like, "I don't want you to save me," you can't do anything. You'd have to stop. You can't touch them.
So if I'm pinned in a car and they're trying to rescue me out, and I'm like, no, just let me die. Then they can't do anything.
They could, yeah, because then you could get sued. You could get sued. They have the right to say no to medical attention.
Interesting.
You have a right to say no to medical attention, and they'd be like, all right.
It's definitely a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword because you don't know, and if that person's unconscious, you just have to assume.
No, and then if you wouldn't have moved them, and like something in their spine, you know what I mean? If you move them and it shatters them. And they're permanently paralyzed. Like if you would have left them alone, they could have still walked. It's super double edged. Like,
I don't know. But like going back to this whole that fucking fuckface dancing on top of an emergency cart, it's kind of the whole. Why didn't anybody fucking knock this dude off? Like
no, they're just recording.
Like that's what pisses me off. And I was telling you a story too. This was in the UK. Like the whole bystander effect of like, oh, somebody's gonna intervene, bro. It was like I think it was on the train or something. It was visibly like everybody could see like there's a dude beating the shit out of a girl. Nobody intervened because somebody thought like, oh, somebody else is gonna speak up, and everybody just watched this go on.
Yeah,
like it baffles me how nobody speaks up and does these.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't even have stopped it. It's because a lot of females, like what I've learned.
I'm not saying be captains.
No. What I've learned is that a lot of like, okay, say you put yourself in that situation, you beat the fuck out of him, or he beats the fuck out of you, because it could go both ways.
It go both ways.
And homegirl's still gonna be with him.
Absolutely.
And you went and you fucking, you know what I mean? You put yourself in some type of
and
situation.
she starts beating on you because you're beating on him.
Yeah. She's like, get off of him,
bro. That happens. Yeah.
That
it's a crazy world we live in. It's an evil world we live in. But
it's an evil world.
It's known like when I was going through my courses and stuff, like in society, they've done tests like you're saying the bystander effect. The less amount of people that are there, the more willing you are to do something.
Yeah.
The more amount of people that are there, you think the same thing of, oh, somebody else will do it.
Yeah, or somebody's gonna call the call.
Yeah, somebody's gonna call. Somebody already called.
No.
Somebody already did this, or they're on their way.
Yeah.
Somebody had to have. Like you just keep pushing responsibilities onto other people. The more people that are around, the less amount of people around, like you're gonna do something about it, no matter what. Like that's just your natural human instinct. but it goes to a fault when you think like, oh, there's 20 people around. Out of those 20 people, one person had to have called.
Yeah, like I can't be the most qualified.
Yeah.
Like it constantly runs across your mind, and I get what you're saying. Like, oh, it could be like one of those situations with those girls, but you also never know. This was a situation where this girl didn't know this man, and he was wailing on her.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's like you're damned if you do, but you're also damned if you don't.
Yeah, and to bring it back to the Astroworld, like, I think there's just something, and what's disgusting to me, and what I saw a lot of people, talking about on Twitter. People like to connect the dots when in hindsight, like they like to connect the dots in hindsight of like, oh, like, this meant this, and
did you see the whole thing about the album cover too?
Yeah,
and I'm like, the sacrifice shit.
Yeah, the sacrifice shit. I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck
like
up.
They're in a demonic circle.
It was a poorly organized concert. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, sacrifices and all that shit.
He did this.
And this.
I'm like, look at him. He's humming. He's being demonic, and they're getting him in circles, and there's sacrifices. Yeah. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Like, do you know how disrespectful that is to the people that passed and their family? Like, oh, so you mean to tell me that my child died for a demonic sacrifice? Like, if I don't slap you in your fucking face right now, like, I don't need to hear that. Even if that's true, the 0.00001% that it is true, I'm still pissed. Yeah. Like, that's not gonna, one, doesn't bring him back. Two, doesn't justify shit to me, because that's my child.
It brings zero help to the conversation.
Yeah, like, that's the double-edged sword it is about, some of like this fake, like how we had Alec on, like this fake spiritual earthy culture of like, oh, this means this, and like trying to connect numerology to what this means. It's like, hey, bro, now's not the time. No. These people passed no more than 24 hours ago. And you can't. And you're over here trying to come up with like, that's the same thing I feel about with conspiracy theory. It's like, so you mean to tell me like all these people died for a political ploy? Like, do you know how disrespectful it is to those people, even if it is true?
Like, you're not helping.
You're not helping. And like, what is you saying this help the situation? Are we all gonna fight the government? Yeah. Like, what's the end game here? Like, you're seeing short sighted because you want to be right. And Colin Cowherd said this line that I'm gonna hold near and dear to me now. People focus on being right. I focus on getting it right. It's not about being right. You're arguing to be right instead of arguing to find the right answer. Like, people are more afraid to be wrong and more concerned with being right than hearing the next person out and like, maybe you have the right answer and I don't. Yeah. And when you look at life through that lens, it's like, bro, everybody's arguing to be right. Everyone wants to come up with this theory of it's a demonic sacrifice, it's this and that. It's like, bro, just shut up. People died, lives are affected, people will forever be changed. Think about the other people that saw all this happen, how their lives are going to be affected. Like, it was hundreds of people that had to see medical attention. Yeah. And think about all the people that walked by and seeing people blue in the face.
Yeah, that's not going to haunt them forever.
Yeah, like, they're not going to see, and like and people that made it out. Like, I saw videos of people being pulled out of the piles of people like that were getting trampled. It's like, that person's going to be scarred forever.
Yeah, and also let's think about this. Nobody ever wants to talk about this. What about the accountability of the fans? Yeah. Because I'll say this. We snuck in Coachella. We've done shit like that.
I didn't knock down a fucking barricade or a fence or anything.
But it was hundreds and hundreds of people, if not probably close to 1,000 people sneaking in, doing all these things. It's like, oh, well, this is your own harm.
I was fighting against capitalism.
That's what I was fighting. Yeah. But we're not trying to do anything stupid like that to that extent. Like, we're not going to be like, fucking burn it down. Like, what kind of stupid, idiotic behavior is that? Especially at these concerts.
That it just goes to show, like, the fan base, I guess. Like, that type of...
Hey.
What?
I'm a fan.
Hey, I know you're a fan. Hey, but I know damn well you're not going to knock down a gate. Nah. That's too much energy.
Too much energy. That boy lazy.
That boy lazy. Hey, it's like in war, bro. You send in all the pawns first, and then you come. That's just Fernie walking around picking roses.
Hey, bro, Fernie's in the back like, I'm gonna wait till they knock this down.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they knock it down. Once they knock it down and all the authorities go after them, then I'll just ease right through.
You're looking at the army over here.
Yeah,
buddy.
you're looking at the fucking general right here, just gonna go through the Red Sea.
Fernie's all salute.
But like, I think there's the pandemic one. And I think just this entitlement too, but I was gonna say like
this. Strict believer, you shit your kids.
I think just
maybe not all the time, but you know what I mean.
we live in the generation of hiding behind a screen, hiding behind, whatever it is, your video game and stuff like that. Like,
just wait until the metaverse.
Hey,
it's gonna get worse.
It's gonna get worse because people lack.
I'm invested.
I'm invested, but people lack empathy.
Yeah.
People have no sympathy. People are so disconnected. People are normalized to death because they think death is normal to see.
Yeah.
They think it's normal to see. They think like, oh, every person for themselves. Fuck you, whatever else. And it's like, hey, bro, like that's a person. Like help the person. And people were willing to stomp all over them to get a better view of the show. Like I know
that's not cool and shit.
It's not cool at all. Like you wanted.
And we've dealt with not those, well, kind of, we've seen
to
those
a lesser
people,
extent.
To a lesser extent. It fucking irks me. I've never, and oh my god, it's fucking PTSD. Like when it's like fucking, and I'll say this too, the women could get away with this one. Like when they're linked arms, trying to fucking, like, dude, it's already no space right here.
Yeah.
And you have your
and they're
fucking
just like going through the fucking
15 fucking people linked up at arms because you want to get in the front. Hey, fuckface, if you wanted to get in the front, you should have been here earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, but I was at another show. You're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
And that's
I never understood that.
It's those people that I wish I could fuck up at a concert, but it's like, but then you're that guy. It's like,
Yeah.
don't do that. There's nothing more that irks me.
There's no way you win unless that person's being a dick. Then you're celebrated. Like if that person's like elbowing, trying to get through and pushing down like teenagers or girls or like being an asshole like that, then you're white knighting. You're the hero.
Yeah.
But if it's just a guy like saying excuse me, being polite about it, like sometimes I'll let those people, depending on my mood.
That
like,
too.
I'll let you pass.
Yeah.
If I'm just vibing,
Go ahead, bro.
quote unquote, I wink. If I'm just vibing where I'm at, hey, I don't give a fuck, bro. Just go ahead. But if I'm already in a bad mood, I was arguing with whoever I came here with, like I might trip you. I might say, hey, fuck you, bro.
You're dehydrated, you're tired, and you're already crammed in a small space. It's like, bro, I have already no space. Your 10 people are making it worse.
Yeah.
Now you're pissing me off.
If you wanted
one person is cool, but 10?
But we've seen those people. Like those people are the worst. I'm gonna go meet my friends.
Then they're in a fucking conga line trying to get to the front.
Bro, hey, I'm gonna go meet my friends, bro. You know that's a fucking lie. They're just trying to find a spot.
You have no friends. Your 10 friends are hooked up to you.
Oh, you're telling me you have another 10 friends?
Yeah.
Well, probably, still.
but they run deep. But hey, what I'm saying.
Wait, people have 10 friends?
Hey, I don't know. They might.
How about Trifo?
Like. But it's like, it's not that serious. You're at a festival.
Yeah.
You're at a festival, especially there's speakers everywhere. If the intent is to go have a good time, then you don't need to be front row.
No. I just think it's that young buck mentality though. You know what I mean? Now that I'm older, like I used to want to be in the front. Now I don't give a fuck.
I could be.
I like in the back. I could be in the front.
Middle
I could
back.
be in the middle.
The only time I wanted to be in the front, and my first Coachella is when I had guest pass, so I was able to sit in guest viewing or stand in guest viewing. So not wealth, we were gifted them.
Entitlement. No, I'm just kidding.
And that was the only time.
Professionalism, please.
That was my first experience at Coachella, and I was in the front. But even then, like in guest viewing, bro, like it's cool because I mean that's like classism type of thing of like, I have access, you don't. But then when you look around and you're like, one of like 10 people right here. Like I'm having a good time, but it looks like middle back is having a better time.
Like I want to be in those.
There's nothing fun about being crammed against a barricade, trying to see your favorite artist. If you're trying to listen to fucking Frank Ocean sing about a potato floating around his room
before he came,
goddamn potato.
Like the last thing you want is to be crammed against a barricade.
Nah.
Like you just want to experience. You're at a festival. You're just supposed to experience the good vibe. If you wanted to see your artist front row, that's more of an intimate setting. Like that's at his tour.
Yeah.
Go to his tour. I went to a Travis tour. Also was gifted those tickets. I did not purchase.
Wealth. Entitlement.
Shmoney.
Hey, you faded me up the night before.
Hey, City Boys.
But I was there. I did not pay for the ticket. That person didn't pay for the tickets either. She was gifted them, but we went, and it was a very different. Huh?
Go on.
But we went, and I'm like, you know what? I could see how this is fun. But it was at the Forum. They had the pit area. Then they had like the actual seats on the elevator area. So it's like not all. It was sold out as well. not all of everybody's crammed into one space. Everybody's spread out.
Yeah, and maybe no, not even, because I'll say hopefully COVID will help people to realize like maybe we shouldn't be literally on top of each other.
No. Did you see the social distance shows?
I've already know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's
the ones where
ideal.
they're like in a where there's actual like where they have like the handicap seating type of
like
stuff.
You're in your own little barricade.
You're in your own little barricade. That would be fire if you could decorate that too.
Bro, and imagine this, like you have your own setup, you bring your own picnic basket, everything.
You decorate it with lights,
and then
whatever you want.
And then the artists just rotate on that stage. Bro, life would be beautiful, because then at that point you just get out of your barricade. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I go to the bathroom, you go right back.
I gotta buy food.
It's like a 10x10 little. Have you seen it when they did the socially distant shows?
Bro, I'll be honest, I'll pay top dollar for that.
So you know like how handicap viewing at Coachella, like they have like the kind of like the steel. Don't do it. The steel kind of stadium area, and then they have like that one spot where like they have the steel bars kind of like blocking to where you can put your wheelchair or your like electric scooter right there. Mm-hmm. Well, they have that in a 10x10 where it's kind of like closed off to where you and your party could be right there.
Yeah,
and nobody else is near you.
It's even elevated a little bit.
Yeah,
too,
it's
so
elevated
you get really
as well.
Good. They're smart about it. Like obviously the people in the back have it elevated, and then it kind of goes down a little bit.
Yeah. So you could still see, everybody kind of has more or less the same view. But if they let you if like shows turned into that and they can let you decorate it how you want, that's fire. That'd be fun. Like
I'd pay top dollar for that.
Like how you said, a younger buck thing of wanting to be at the front. The older I get, I get further back.
Yeah.
Every year, I get further and further back.
This last show we went to, we were all the way in the back. I was fine with it.
Because you know why? Because that's where you have the most fun, to where it's just you can actually hear your friends. You can you have space to move around if you want to vibe a little bit.
We didn't even see the openers.
Yeah, we didn't see the openers.
Yeah, that's true.
We were chilling.
I could not tell you who opened for Blast. Couldn't tell you.
Nope.
I can tell you everything about his show because I got to see, and I didn't walk out of his show.
I could tell you
dripped in sweat.
I could tell you about LMA.
Hey, she was there. I could tell you who she was there with too, but
knock it off.
Knock it off. Right meow.
Right meow.
But yeah, like moving forward, I don't think Astroworld's gonna happen again ever.
No.
He already got dropped. Travis already got dropped from Day in Vegas. I feel like this is gonna be a pattern of like any festival kind of dates that he had.
At least for a while.
For a couple months until his lawsuit's probably over.
Yeah, kind of probably what happened to DaBaby, how he got canceled for a while, and then like little by little.
But that's two different extremes.
Yeah.
And I hate when people say like, "Oh, like, bro, Travis don't know you. Stop defending him."
Yeah.
Like, granted, I'm not comparing my show to Travis's show, but if I'm 30 feet in the air, and I'm moving around and I'm looking down and I could see who's passed out. If he's able to point out people that are passed out, you can stop the show and make sure like they can get out.
Yeah.
You know?
How it should be.
Hey,
crowd control.
Crowd control. Like he's done it before. Mm-hmm. When we saw him at Coachella 2017, shit of a show. But
god awful.
He's done it before, but he's always been that way, bro. Like that's been his brand, what he's been promoting. Rage, bleed, end up in the medical tent, fuck it up. Who cares? I want to see blood.
Ex-manager, leave him to die.
Yeah, in a basement.
I didn't know about this, but apparently he left his ex-manager. He had a seizure in a basement, and he just left him there to die because he's like, I don't want to be involved if you die. That's a bad look.
Adam,
for me.
look at your DM.
I already saw it. That's why I'm not even gonna. I saw it already, Fernie. Believe you me. I wish I didn't. But. It's like, what did we expect? Like, I would say this, when I saw him on his Astroworld tour, his performance was better
than
2017.
So. Yeah,
2017 compared to 2018.
Good for him. Got better.
2018, 2019, I think it was. Early 2019. It was early 2019. It was better. Like, oh, he worked on his show.
Good for him.
Good for you. You know? But it does not mean that your audience got better on how to act. And I think like what we lack in society today is common sense and how to behave.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those tweets said all those kids went back to their suburban lives and like whatever. Like it's just appropriating that culture. It's like you don't really come from this. Like it's cool. Like this is the popular thing right now. Like just again what you're taking from our culture, but also be gracious. Like don't be a dick. Yeah. Like everybody came to this and everybody's expecting to go home. Mm-hmm. Like nobody's expecting to leave. You know, in a body bag or leave and having to call someone's family member to pick them up or to identify them. It's like everybody left and expected to come back home. And you impeding that or in any way, shape, or form harming other people, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. There's no
if you lack that much awareness,
don't go to public events.
Oh, bro, and I had this conversation with somebody. There's something wrong with that younger generation where they don't know how to do drugs right. For whatever reason, why would you buy? Rule number 1: don't buy pills from people you don't know.
Yeah, I know it sounds bad. Like, oh, well, hey, you're encouraging people. Look, if you're gonna do anything, do it right.
Well, like this is what my dad said when my sister turned 18. Like, if you're gonna do it right. Make sure you're safe about it. Like, I'm not gonna be the one to tell you don't do it because you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you how to do it right. And rule number 1: don't buy from a person at a show or a festival. Like,
you don't know what's in that.
You don't know what's in that. I've bought pills from somebody I do know, and that shit was cut with something, and I felt it the next day.
Yeah.
And I knew, but I'm like, you know what, mulligan. You know,
hey,
this is before fentanyl as well. This is before fentanyl. So I look at it.
By the way, there's a way to test your drugs to see if there's fentanyl in it. Like, there's packs that they made, which is a crazy thing in itself.
That we have to do that, but it's that bad.
It's that bad nowadays. Because people, all they care about is
it's that bad. Like, and even more so to this day, it's like you guys don't pay attention. Like, everybody posts in rest in peace to Mac Miller. Everybody posts Mac Miller, but if you paid attention to how he OD'd, it was laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
All these
they don't
fentanyl
make them
related.
Like they used to, boys.
Huh?
They don't make them like they used
to.
to.
They don't, bro. Like, we talk about all the time. Like, I wish I was in 2016 or no. Like early 2010s. No, early 2010s taking Molly. 70s. Prime Molly era was like 2010, 2011. Prime Molly era. Now, the cocaine era, I wish I was back in that day. I just watched season 3 of Narcos. The purest of the pure. Purest of the pure back in the 80s. And it didn't start getting cut, I think, until the 90s.
Yeah.
But
I think, yeah.
And like
God, the vibes and the fucking coke was so pure.
Like, it's just like, bro, we live in a society today where you can't trust anybody. Don't, like, unless you know your drug dealer or whoever you're getting your shit from, unless you're getting it from a reliable source and you know that person's okay, don't take it.
Yeah. Like, you're as dumb as it is to say, having a good rapport with your drug dealer is very important.
Oh, crucial.
Because think about it. If something happens to you, his ass is on the line.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be ways to trace him. Like, there's no benefit for them to fuck over you.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. Somebody you meet at a random concert, they have no loyalty. They don't care. It's not going to trace back to them. So you don't know.
Yeah.
If you're going to do shit, do it right.
And especially, like, they said, we're looking for a guy named this and this. You think that's his real name? Like, all right. I only know a couple stupid ass people that got picked up at Coachella for selling, and
oh my God,
the whole population can't be that dumb.
No,
especially like they can't be that dumb. So
yeah, it's
what I always say: learn if you're gonna do drugs, which you probably are, do it the right way. Take the drugs that are on your persons, what you came with. If you don't know this person, even if it's a person in the group, and you don't know them, don't take anything that they offer you, because who's to say that whatever they have is cut with something and you're allergic.
Yeah.
Or you don't even or they lied to you about your dosage. Like, I know people that have taken edibles that they thought it was a certain dose, and it was something else. Hi, I'm Peoples, and that shit and that shit had me fucked up for a day and a half.
Yep.
But I learned.
You're can't do this again.
Yeah, can't do this again. And that's just with edibles. That's with THC. That's not with pills.
The harsh stuff with chemicals.
That's not with chemicals, bro. You don't know what's in these pills. You just don't. You're having faith.
Yeah. I know these aren't discussions that people are going to like, but these are things that should be said to the common youth.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about.
They're going to do them, dog.
No, I know. But and I get that. But we did them too when we're that age. But we still had conversations amongst each other, like, hey, bro, don't buy from them.
Or hey, is your plug legit?
Yeah. Like, you would know beforehand. Like, I wasn't stupid enough to be like, just get it from a random person. I would be like, is he reliable? Like, what's exactly in this? And even then, they could lie to you things, but you know him and you've been with him for a long time.
Yeah,
you've been okay so far.
Yeah,
it's still a risk.
The ODs are different from when we were younger. It's because they took too many.
Yes.
Now it's fucking laced.
Because they're laced.
It's a whole different game.
Shit was laced back then too.
Not as much.
Not as bad now. No. That's what I'm saying. Like, in today's culture,
which even more reason so to have these discussions.
And if you listen to ESTG, you know shit's being cut with fentanyl. Yeah. You just know. Listen to it.
Hey, it's in the music.
It's in the music. He's telling you what to do with a half a brick of fentanyl. He's telling you. And it's like, as much as you want to play the music, as much as you want to glamorize that lifestyle, listen to what they're saying.
You might learn something.
And your plug is not Young Thug's plug. So stop thinking you guys are doing the same shit. Stop thinking your plug is somebody else's plug.
And even then, it happened to, rest in peace, it happened to Mac Miller. You think
it's happened to plenty more people.
Yeah, it's just, come on, bro. Test your shit out.
And even then, like, that's a slippery slope as well, because your plug may be a reliable plug and hasn't done you wrong in years.
But what about his supplier?
But his supplier may have done some shit. And you don't know that.
And the supplier don't give a fuck.
And the supplier don't give a fuck because he already had his money.
And guess what? He ain't gonna get fucked with.
He's not even gonna trace back to him.
Yeah. Good luck.
Or her. So it's just in today's age, be careful how you take your drugs. If you always trust a reliable source. If you don't know that person,
be around trustable people. Have backup plans. Don't get
and a lot of the cardiac arrest was because due to the drugs. Yeah. Also, people being so, like, having anxiety attacks so bad of being trampled, stampeded, or being that close to other people, like, it just sucks. And I think now
a learning lesson. It
just sucks that society has to learn the hard way every single time.
Yeah, but bro, we're ironically, how does this always happen in America? Capitalism. Yeah. People are trying to get a dollar anyway by any means possible. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Until you get sued, and then you're like, okay, maybe we can't do things this way. We have to have bad shit happen so people get sued for people to realize, like, okay, maybe I can be liable.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. But I think we went on that.
Talked about that enough.
Just thoughts and prayers, guys.
And if you're out there,
be smart,
willingly defending Travis,
go fist fuck yourself.
And nobody asked your opinion, and nobody. I'm still gonna listen to his music. This and the third. Like, he's still like, stop. It's
bird.
Yeah, you're a bird, Fernie.
Hey, you're for the birds.
The difference between Fernie and everybody else is Fernie just does it to piss people like us off.
Yeah, good for him, because it's working.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, guys.
I like his music, but I'm not gonna. He's not a god.
You want to talk about an actual music god right now?
I'll say yeah. His name's Kanye
West, and
he had a phenomenal interview on Drink Champs.
I only watched like parts of it.
Oh, bro.
But continue, guys. Continue.
I'll say I'm gonna be more biased, or not biased.
You're be unbiased.
Yeah, because he's your North Star.
I like to think. I think
he's one of your North Stars.
His daughter's name's North.
Clearly. Nori. Which is a cool thing. Yeah.
I'm a very rational person.
Yes.
So even in my fandom, I could see both sides of it. But continue. Go off, King.
I'm
whatever.
to a lesser degree, but I still love his music. I'm
so you're a fan as well?
Yes. You maybe a little bit more so. So I'll say this. I came out of that interview and I watched majority of it, probably like 80% of it. And I came out of this, I was like, wow, if you just sat with him, you'd realize, he's not that bad. Like, I get how people can paint him in a certain picture, paint him in a certain light. He's not really like that. I think what people struggle with, and that's why when he went on Joe Rogan, it didn't make sense to me because that's not his type of people. And I felt like he wasn't able to get his arguments and talk as if he was talking amongst somebody like him.
Well,
I mean, with Nori.
He's comfortable with Nori.
Yeah.
He's known Nori since he started making music. He's been a fan of Nori
before he
even got into the music industry. So it's like, yeah, I'm comfortable around these people. I'm here with one of the guys that signed me to Rockefeller with Biggs Burke. Like, I'm comfortable. Yeah. I'm around my people. Like, no offense to Joe Rogan, but he's a stranger.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you gonna be to
not much.
Kanye's always going to be Kanye, but there's going to be a certain element of like, I don't really trust you. Like, I don't trust that I could be my full entire self around you. So when you get them around somebody they're comfortable with,
those conversations are great.
It takes a certain type of personality to be 100% of yourself around 100% of people. Like, you have to be the most extreme extrovert. Like, he's going to be different around somebody he just met. He's not going to be 100% Fernelius Copperpot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not going to be Block Fulio. Give him an hour for him to get to know you. You might see that side of him. Or you might get shot with a Nerf gun.
Hey, you might get glimpses of it.
Exactly.
You better hope we don't got the glizzy.
So when he's on Joe Rogan, he's like, I mean, I'm here. Like, you're the biggest podcaster in the world right now. But, I mean, am I going to really divulge who I am? Am I going to confide in you? Am I going to be relaxed? And no, probably not.
It just goes to me, it just goes to show the amount of people that he's been around for so long, at least in these later years, that really I'm not saying he can't relate to, but they're not like him. Like when he's around people that he knows and people that are rooted kind of like him that have had similar experiences. Like when you're around people that are, well, they're not like my, well, he has a very interesting mind, but people that can relate to you and that have been through the same things, the conversations are clearly different.
Yeah,
because he's so comfortable with them. He's able to he's able to explain something in a way to where they know what you're saying. They're going to help you get there too.
A little like personal experiment. Evaluate your conversations with people and how they're different. Like if you were to talk to somebody in your construction field, you'd probably speak to them differently because they know exactly what you're talking about.
100%.
And if you were to sell it to like me, it's like you're gonna leave some stuff out of it because I'm not gonna understand what you're talking about. And same thing with like in your field, like you can have a conversation with somebody that comes from your field or is in your field, and you could have a completely different conversation because you resonate. You have a commonality.
Yeah.
If you're talking with somebody that doesn't know anything at all about what you're talking about, how much are you really gonna tell them, or how comfortable are you gonna feel to tell them what you're going through? Because then you look crazy. Like,
and that's what he's looked like because he's been around people that are outside of his norm
or have the agenda to make him look crazy.
Yeah,
for clicks.
Which he talks about it. Yeah, he talks about
that
his
one's
publicist.
Definitely.
Yeah,
like Kanye. I like Kanye. I like his mindset and everything. Not the biggest fan of his music lately. His old shit's good.
He's still a good producer, but I could do without having him.
The man's a genius. He just experiments a lot, and he puts it out there just to see what happens.
What hits and what doesn't.
But him as a person, like the way he thinks is phenomenal.
He's
next level with it.
He's probably on the forefront as far as like in our culture of manifesting, because a lot of where he's gotten to, he's believed it before anybody else did. Before he was even a rapper, like think about this, he was just a producer for Rockefeller, and he was producing beats for The Blueprint and for all these artists. And
before God came into the situation.
No, God's always been there.
More so now, but
because of his mom.
Well, I mean, if you think about his first hit signal was Jesus Walks.
I know, but
it's always been there because of his mom. It's just, think about this, bro. You grew up in a religious household. Your name is De Jesus, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. So it's a part of your life, whether you you didn't choose it or not. It's still how you grew up. So for him, it's the same way. Now, does that mean that he's still not going to be himself with a bottle of Hennessy? Never said that. But his music's always had God in it. Now, is it more to that extent? I mean, he's in his 40s. Like he's gonna. I've noticed with people when they get to a certain age, they start kind of veering that way. He's got a whole family now. Like he's trying to settle down and bring it back. Like I'm kind of done with who I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But he's always been doubted. Like Jay-Z, Dame, and them, they didn't believe in him as an artist. They believed in him as a producer. They didn't believe him as an artist. And he would always say, like, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. If you're going to sign me, you sign me as a producer and an artist. Banging that drum. And until eventually people gave into his will. And then when he did...
Wasn't it Biggs the one who kind of convinced him or had the
Big?
conversation
It was
with him?
Biggs to Dame to Jay. Like, and if you don't know who Biggs is, he's basically like the third person of Rockefeller, the silent partner that funded the whole thing. You're the silent partner. But so like for that, he manifests himself being an artist. And then for his all his music, his first 5 albums, classics, and he had 22 Grammys. He's the most winningest artist in history for Grammys, for somebody that they told him he couldn't even rap.
Yeah.
So he's one of the...
This dude has a mouth wired shut at some point.
Yeah.
Not knowing if he's going to be able to talk the same again for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Metal plate in his jaw. He can't make it through an airport now.
And look at him now.
Just start quoting his songs.
I know.
But so, and then he spoke that into existence. And then when he started making the Yeezy shoes, like if you really like, I get it. People, it's just like making fun of, like, it used to be a trend of making fun of Wale, making fun of Russ. It's a lifestyle making fun of Logic. Until it becomes true. And like, you can make fun of Kanye fans all you want, but if you were to detach Kanye's name and just showed his resume of what he accomplished, you'd be like, oh, that's probably one of the greatest people of our generation. Yeah. Not saying all time.
Yeah, not saying he doesn't have his flaws though.
Yeah, no, every artist has their flaws.
He said some bad shit in the past,
bro.
He's done more good than bad, so remember that.
Every artist is problematic. A true artist is problematic. A true artist.
You're telling me Future's problematic?
Problematic, or he solve the problem?
He solved that.
Just saying.
Who was it that said Future is probably one of the most influential rappers?
He did.
Kanye. He said in the
Kanye
last
did.
10
Kanye
years.
said in the past 10 years, Future is the most influential artist.
I believe that shit.
Obviously, bro. Like the way he's influenced music, like people got with Future. Like his first hit, he wrote for Rocco. If you remember, I don't remember the name of the song. It's
No
not.
Hands?
No, that's he wrote that for Waka Flocka.
Oh, okay.
Rocco is a different artist. Rocco was the original artist that signed him, to that shit deal. He wrote that hit. That was like in 2008, and then he made a song, Tony Montana.
Oh yeah.
That year when that was like 2011, going into 2012, and he's saying that at the 49ers for like their NFC Championship game. So from that moment on, yeah, the past 10 years, he's been the most influential as far as sound. Like, look at basically his children, bro. Like they're all like him
to some extent, yeah.
And he was one of the original. He took that auto tune to like a different lane than when T-Pain had it. So, exo facto. Exo facto. Future's been, I can't deny that. Like Drake's been the most successful, but Future's been the most influential.
Yeah, because if you think about it, not many people have Drake sound. How many people try to have Future sound?
Well,
or like take from his sound, I guess.
Well, I mean, look at, we just talked about the other week, 21 Savage saying like, if you,
I was about to say,
if you go to Atlanta right now and ask a random street dude, like,
oh yeah, that's
they're like, oh, Future's the biggest artist in the world. Yeah, because to them he is. Like, I don't think people really understand. Like, yeah, he's a meme. Shout out to Hoodville. Like, he's the Toxic King.
I love the Future fucking when he's like the priest and the Jesus. That one's my favorite.
And
I use that twice a week.
That's what he is in mainstream culture, but to basically like the Atlanta underground, like everybody in Atlanta and everybody in the South, really, they listen to Future.
I think majority of people. I think maybe like the coastal, like the LAs, and actually no, I'm not even gonna say New York, because if you go to New York, they're not gonna say Drake's the biggest artist. I think it's just in certain areas in the big media markets where it's like Toronto, LA. Maybe parts of New York, Miami. Like they're gonna go ahead and say probably Drake because he's the most played in the clubs. Maybe.
Have you heard of a Future beef? Like him beefing it with somebody? I have never. To this
with
day,
Scottie Pippen.
And how did he turn out of that?
That what?
I only heard of him beefing with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, with what's her name?
I'm talking about, yeah, that one.
And Future won that one because he had the whole world.
He got a hit.
Saying,
bro,
I just fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip flops.
Yeah, bro. Not only that, he made multiple songs.
Now imagine being.
You'll never where the hook is. You'll never get your bitch back.
Yeah.
And he had all of Coachella singing this.
I'm gonna tell y'all, just sign that jersey.
Hey, it's going up in the rafters.
Be a good person, man.
Let me see the Rocco song, because I know you know it. It's Rocco's biggest hit.
Fuck. I don't remember it. But Future's, he's been on top.
You don't even know it.
Fuck, that's what it was. And that's a great
song.
song.
Future wrote that.
Yeah, I could see Future writing that.
It has Future written all over it.
Yeah.
Like, that's Future's sound. Mm-hmm. Rocco didn't have that. Rocco was a street dude that signed Future. And then it's no surprise, because if you know anything about Dungeon Family, Future's comes from Dungeon Family, has it tattooed on his arm. Dungeon Family is where Outkast came from. Outkast and Goody Mob came from Dungeon Family in Atlanta. They created that Atlanta sound. Mm-hmm. So he's a protege of that. Like, I don't think people realize how connected Future is. Like, even if you go back in the day, like, you could find songs from like Pluto or like some old ass mixtapes. You could probably find one or two songs that could still do real well today.
Probably, yeah.
If it had better production, like today's production with those type of songs.
His old songs just lacked being mastered. Like,
yeah,
like,
I agree, totally agree.
But the boy's got talent. He's got a whole album I could listen to from back.
Bro, the way Dirty Sprite 2 changed my college experience. I'm just kidding. I remember it came out. We were living on Backwood Lane.
Yeah.
At the second apartment when that came out, and just having it playing on a loop.
Might have had some Dirty Sprite.
Might have some Dirty
Sprite with it. Hey, can't confirm, can't deny.
What's the first Future song you heard?
Probably Tony Montana.
Tony?
Yeah, that's probably the first one.
I didn't know you.
The first one I got was the one with him and Young Jeezy. Ain't No Way Around It. I had that shit on repeat. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna make it.
Yeah.
He's all shit invested then.
But and the thing, I didn't know Future was gonna make it, just because that was around the time when one hit wonders were coming left and right. from the South, like there, or even from LA, bro. Like there'd be that one hit song and then they wouldn't have a follow up. Future's had like a slow build from since then.
Oh yeah, well, that one wasn't like a hit.
Yeah,
that was just like off thatpiff.com and shit.
That was the time.
Thatpiff.com, bro. Oh my god, having to go there for exclusives. Like I remember having the website and kind of like writing down like, okay, this day this mixtape comes out and this mixtape comes out.
Calendar with it?
Yeah, a little calendar, like, okay, because that's where you had to go to because no other streaming service had it.
Yeah, I was just checking all the time.
It had the DatPiff app on. Like eventually they got the DatPiff app, but trying to download onto my phone to put into my library to listen to.
But even then, when that app came out, it wasn't what apps are today.
No, God no. But
kids will never know about that. Point of the matter is Kanye's spam facts. He's a genius when he said that.
Point of the matter, listen to the Kanye interview. If you listen to him without people, taking things out of context, because that's basically what the past 10 years, that's what it's been, is I would say from even Yeezus when he went, everybody uses this one where he talks about, what the fuck does Gaga know about cameras? I love some of them songs, but what does Gaga know about cameras? Because she's the brand ambassador. Even if you listen to that interview, he drops a lot of gems. It's just the way it's communicated, how he talks. It's a stream of conscious, and if you veer off of it for 5 seconds, you're lost.
You really have to keep up. It's not an interview where it's like background music. You have to keep up.
Yeah, because if you could listen to him bring up Future has been the most influential artist for the past decade, like, oh cool, look away, come back, and he's talking about something completely different.
But he's gonna tie it back to it at the end.
Yeah, he's gonna tie it back. And that's one thing I didn't realize until you brought it up. Future's never really beef with anybody.
Does anybody want beef with Future?
No, but he doesn't say nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
he'll go on Twitter and say like 2 words and just.
Because I think Future genuinely doesn't care.
Yeah, bro.
That's why I love him.
He doesn't care,
bro. He
Young Thug cares.
Yeah,
Young Thug cares a lot because I remember how problematic Young Thug was when he first came up, beefing with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Then I, got hip to who he was before the fame.
That is true.
And I'm like, oh, that's why they called him Young Thug. Before he was just fucking throwing up signs like, oh, he really meant that shit.
Yeah, whatever that was.
No, yeah, but Future, that's why I like him because he doesn't say nothing. He just fucking
throws
his music. He throws shots in his songs though.
Hey,
and
he's a simple man.
To where unless you nobody would have known that was Scottie Pippen until people knew that he was fucking
story?
Larza.
Yeah,
until you knew the story, he could have just been talking about anybody.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure Future was fucking a lot of rappers' bitches. I could say that with complete faith and confidence that he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
But
to that specific song, Draco, you know who he's talking about.
He cares about his money, his music, and his women. And even then,
I don't think he cares about his women.
But that's what I meant when I said that.
Cares about women, not
yeah, somewhat.
Some would say
in a different. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But I mean, like, and there's only certain shit Future could get away with, like the last hit song that just came out where he says, "Tell Steve Harvey I don't want her," with 42 Doug, right?
Yeah.
It was with 42 Doug.
Chef's kiff.
Unnecessary. Didn't need to say that,
bro. And for no reason. And guess what people did? Guess what people did? All right.
Yeah. Just started commenting on Steve Harvey's Instagram.
Hey, bro, and just went about their days.
Yeah.
They're like, well, Michael B. Jordan got caught in the crossfire now.
And Michael B. Jordan, he's not gonna beef with Future.
No, God no. Who's gonna beef with Future? Nobody.
What I got from that is he's still in love with Sierra, and I get it. Oh, I get it.
Hey.
But sometimes, bro, breakups lead to great things. Because right after that, he created Dirty Sprite 2. Man lost his woman and his family. Created Dirty Sprite 2. He eventually. I mean, he's still there for his kids, but
I mean,
as much as you can be.
Do you think she's ever gonna leave Russell Wilson?
God no.
Fuck.
But I'm pretty sure. Hold on. I'm pretty sure she skipped out. I'm pretty sure if she skipped out on a night with Future, Russ would be like, you know what? That was the devil just trying to pull you away from me.
Like, hey, we gotta go pray.
We gotta go. We need to really pray about this.
Hey, we gotta go.
We could work through it, Sierra.
And she's just
Sierra. We need to say a prayer.
She's like, dude.
I'm trying to tell you I don't love you. He's like, no. That's just my God. Father,
you got the devil in you.
Father McNulty needs to come over here and we need to say a prayer.
You know their child's name, right?
Isn't it their child or the child between her and Future?
Yeah,
his name's Future.
She gotta say that shit every day.
Yeah.
You tell me he wasn't genius? Hey, bro, which just goes to show you how much she was in love with Future for a woman to agree to that name.
Is his name Future or is his name Hendrix?
I think it's Future.
I don't know his name.
Well, they keep calling him Baby Future. Look up the child's name.
I heard she. Oh no, that was the wrong bitch. Never mind.
Are you thinking about Iggy Azalea?
Nah.
Oh.
Regardless, even if it is Hendrix, think about how much she loves this man for. He chose that name, and she went along with it.
Yeah.
That's how you know that she was digmatized.
Yeah.
Good for her,
bro. And he's since been writing songs about her.
Hey, it's a love story that
I know in the back of his mind he's like, we're gonna end up back together.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I can't wait for that love story to come together. Is that problematic?
Do Russ and Sierra have kids, right?
Yeah, they have one.
They have one. I mean, that don't mean nothing in the future.
Yeah, he's I guess I could raise a little bastard.
Well, I'm gonna say Russell ain't doing that bad though, cause their baby's name is Win, like Dub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And yes, that little boy's name is Future.
Is Future? Baby Future right there.
Future Win.
Hey, bro, but that's still his name that she has to call him all the time. Mm-hmm. Win, it's like, okay, I mean, I guess that's related.
Did you see the story? Like, I don't know how we got onto this, but did you see the stories about the Seahawks playing Future in Dirty Sprite 2 when it came out?
I did hear about this, and that
at
was
the Seahawks facility.
That was fucked up.
That was fucked up.
I mean, you can't stop it. They're bangers.
No, and that was the height of it too.
Bro,
but still,
right when it came out, everybody's like playing it everywhere. You couldn't even to high school to probably junior All-American.
Yeah,
playing Future Dirty Sprite 2.
And think about Russell being a good Christian man that he is. He's
like, hey, y'all want to listen to some Lecrae? Nah, we listen to Dirty Sprite 2. Fuck out of here.
What's March Madness, baby?
Yeah, bro. I remember downloading 56 Nights on Dat Piff. Mm-hmm. That shit.
Purple Rain.
Oh my god.
Hey, shout out Future. I don't know how we got onto it, but shout out Future.
I don't know.
Hey, Kanye was onto something when he said
Kanye, and then we went Future.
Yeah. Well, and that's to show also how great his catalog is, because he's Future's a legacy act. For 300, I think. I forgot what label he's signed to, but he's considered a legacy act, which means your catalog is so big that you're gonna have residual income off of that for your grandkids. Like, you're gonna be making money off of this forever. Like, you reach a certain status. There's a certain status where they become legacy acts. Like, your whole back catalog is considered legacy. Like, obviously Kanye, Jay-Z, those level artists,
Drake.
they're legacy. It's not just like, oh, you know, fucking
Crazy
Trippie Redd's not a legacy act.
They're not even all albums.
Mm-hmm.
like they're mixtapes in there.
Yeah,
or just singles.
Like, one of my favorite songs from him is Solo, and I don't even think that was
I'm
an
flying
album.
Solo now. That was off of Hendrix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Was that an album or a mixtape?
That was off of an album.
Oh, that was the album?
Yeah, that was Solo that's the best song on there.
It's one of my tops. Forever.
But yeah, like, he'll never be able to buy his masters because that's how much it's worth. He'll never be able to buy it, which is sad unless they cut a deal.
Yeah, but even then, the amount of money would have to be put up front in that deal. It's like, oh, that's
yeah, because that's how successful it is.
Kanye's got some money,
and he flexed. He flexed. Oh my god, that group chat, bro. Kim caught a stray.
Just Kim?
No. I understand. No.
Kid Cudi was like, hey, bro, I'm just trying to have a good time.
What Kanye was saying, and I get this, bro.
This is hilarious.
If you're not with me and you're associating with people that are against me, then you're against me.
Yeah.
In this moment, and I gotta let you know right now.
Ipso facto.
Yeah, like, so. That's why I say Kim kind of caught a stray because she didn't really have anything to do with it. Like, it's everybody else's name. No. Her name's in everybody else's mouth. It's not the other way around. But he put Jay, Drake, Travis, and Kim
and Kid
Cudi in a group chat and said, "I'm worth more than all of you combined."
Random text, by the way. You imagine you just see this text come up like,
"Oh my god, he's bipolar." No, he's tired of y'all fucking with him.
Yeah, he's had it with you guys.
Like, that's one thing that I took away from interviews a long time ago around Yeezus is. No, he's just tired of you guys fucking with him. Mm-hmm. He's tired of you guys disrespecting. He's tired of you guys, like, if you listen to him complaining about when he was trying to get into the fashion world, but they hated him and they were trying to.
And at the time, everybody's like, "Oh, bro, shut up."
Yeah, like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your problems. Like,
imagine living. Those are millionaire problems.
Yeah, imagine living in a world where nobody cares about what you're going through.
Yeah, it's like, hey, bro, I'm trying to actually do something to help the culture and help, like, actually do a significant change in the industry. And then he goes on to explain, like, not who his sons are in the game of fashion, but pretty much who they are and what they've become. It's like, But you realize I was getting fucking ridiculed and mocked for years and years and years. But you guys are all, oh, it's rich people problem. Oh,
yeah, the first person always gets laughed at, and then everybody else behind them.
And now look at him.
Yeah. Well, now look at him. He's worth $6 billion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the crypto world.
Or 9 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. It is like the crypto world, bro. We get laughed at because we're putting our money into donkey coins. I'm not anymore. But that's how I got in. That was my gateway.
Hey, that was my yeah.
Deadass,
that was my gateway. You saw me make 800s off of Doge, and you're like, I need to get in this shit. Yeah, and then now look at us. We got an expanded portfolio with coins. We're invested in fucking virtual properties.
It sounds crazy until it's not, guys.
It sounds crazy until that's our future.
Shout out future.
Hey,
again,
Decentraland. Get on it. FOMO into it, please.
There's gonna be a lot of meta coins.
Yeah, the metaverse. What else? What was else? Oh, and I hinted at it. I was trying to transition to Summer's project, Summer Walker. I was trying to transition to. I forgot what my transition was.
I mean, we're pretty deep in this podcast. We'll make this one very brief.
Yeah.
Essentially, Summer Walker came out with the album. Have you heard it?
I didn't hear it.
I have. It's a good album.
I think it's pretty good.
I like her, but I just didn't go. I haven't been on music.
Yeah, you'll listen to her. I know. Yeah, but she had a really good album. I thought she did really well. I'm not gonna say she's problematic, but she was talking her shit. Good. Hey, this is an artist's time to express herself, right? Mm-hmm. And you hear a lot of it's like, oh well, you know who she's talking about. She's talking about obviously her baby daddy, London on a Track.
Yeah, she named him in the first song.
It was pretty. You knew what
she named him on the intro.
You knew what the tone was gonna be.
Yeah.
You knew what it was gonna be. She's gonna get her shit off. Which go ahead. I want to hear this. This is gonna be good.
Yeah.
But then you come to find out that he executive produced like half of this album.
Yeah.
Kind of. So now I ask you, Fernie, who's wrong out of this, or who's losing out of this?
Winning?
Yes.
That's a shorter, yeah.
That's
what you're trying to ask. Who's winning?
And he handpicked them beats for her. He's like, talk your shit, baby.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, tell me how much of a scrub I am. How much of a piece of shit. Hey, he knew. Think about this, bro. He produced this album thinking she's gonna talk shit about me. This is gonna bang though, and this is gonna make good money for both of us.
Or he produced the song and then she got with the next producer and changed the lyrics.
Nah.
That could also be a truth. That could be the truth.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he still got producer credit.
Yeah. So he's still getting paid?
Yeah, so he's still getting paid.
But
cut. One thing that I took away from it, and I've heard this before in like my perspective, which it's kind of hard because, I mean, I make music.
Yeah.
Which is hard for somebody to get in a relationship with somebody that does make music, is like, yeah, you're directly kind of influencing what I'm about to create right now.
Kind of conflict of interest.
It's kind of conflict. Like, if you piss me off, I'm probably going to write a song influenced by that, and I try to write to where nobody is gonna know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. But if it's somebody high profile in your industry
and that I name on an intro,
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
So, but it sucks because it's hard to be like, that's one thing a lot of people say is like, well, mainly you'll only hear one side of the story. If one person's famous and the other one isn't, you're only gonna hear the famous person's side. And especially if she makes a classic of an album, which is super successful right now. It's like #1 in 20 countries. It's like the highest debut for a female R&B artist. It's #1 R&B album right now. She has, I think, in the top 3, 2 of her albums are in the top 3 currently.
That makes sense.
Still Over It's #1, Over It, and then the EP that she put out. And we're fighting back with Brent Fias right now. We're fighting back. But like, that's the hard part is like, you're going to hear her side. Like, even if London came out and made a statement, nobody going to care, bro. They're going to bump her album.
And even if he was right and what she said on the track was wrong, bro, well, what she said sounds beautiful.
But is London on the track?
I don't care. What she said sounds beautiful.
Yeah, so, bro, because when she harmonized it.
Regardless of if she's lying, I
give a fuck of who's right.
Bro, I'm not going to know in my head when I'm re-singing it.
Yeah. But Twitter had a field day of girls saying, like, I think me and Summer fucked the same dude. I think we had the same ex. I think like,
hey, bro.
And that's the thing though, is like, people are gonna, in music, people resonate with hurt and pain more than they do with happiness and stuff like that. Absolutely. Especially if she's gonna write a project and like something a lot of people have gone through. I mean, people are gonna side with her.
Dog, happy is corny. I'm just trying to picture like happy songs.
Oh, I've tried to make happy songs, bro. I feel corny listening back to it. I'm like, bro, I ain't even this happy.
Yeah, I was like, okay, good for you. You're
even me being happy in the moment of making the song, and then I listen back to it, I'm like, well, I'm not even that happy.
Hey, bro. Yeah, then you're all, I'm gonna be that asshole.
Yeah, let me just go back to writing about my pain.
Yeah,
let me take the future route.
Take the future out.
But yeah, like, so Summer Walker made a great album. I love it. I've had it in rotation. And in society's eyes, she's right. London's wrong. I mean, to his defense, he doesn't really have, legs to stand on considering this isn't his first baby mom. What?
No. I said he's paraplegic.
He's paraplegic right now. He has no legs to stand on, bro. And also, this is a question only men will ask and some women will ask. What did she do to make him act this way?
It can't just be him, though, right?
It's
never just one thing.
In a toxic relationship, it's never just one person.
Absolutely not.
It takes two to tangle. Like, you brought out something into that person for them to act this way, vice versa. Like, you guys are bad for each other. You can't just be bad for a person. Mm-hmm. You're bad for each other. So what did you do in this situation? But she ain't gonna write a song about that.
No. And people don't want to hear that.
We don't want to hear that. I mean, and she's London's mom caught us straight too on the album.
I need to hear this,
bro. She said that it's not your fault. Your mom didn't whoop you enough, and she wasn't there for you.
She gotta bring this man's mama.
But honestly,
that's a fair point.
That's a fair
point.
I'm
be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at that though.
You're like, yeah, tell my mom.
Fairy's like, yeah, mama, because my mama love me.
No, like, that's a fair point, and that's something that isn't talked about as well. Is like, how did this person grow up? Whether it's male, female, whatever. How did that person grow up? What was their relationship figure growing up? Mm-hmm. Like, did they come from a 2-parent household? Was that 2-parent household even healthy? Was it a single-parent household? Was that person even around to show them what love looks like? Sometimes it's not even their fault. I mean, it is on you to get better.
Yeah.
But if you're...
It shouldn't be the main excuse.
But I'm glad she also threw a shot at the root of, like, you're the reason he's like this.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean, he's also the reason he hasn't changed, but you're the reason he's like this.
So the mom called it.
And London might be a great person to his homies.
We might never know.
We will never know unless we come into contact with him.
Then I'll tell you.
We'll never know. But I didn't see it. The only person I saw come to defend him was Young Thug, but that's just because she didn't even say anything bad about Young Thug.
All Thugger had to hear was his name on the song. He's all, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Which he didn't say. Sorry, he didn't say bitch. He's
just fuck you, Summer Walker.
But I think he put an LOL at the end of that, which is just that's the bad bitch, you know.
Yeah,
he's all.
I mean, a bad bitch gonna bad bitch.
Hey, bro. When I saw him do that and he put the LOL, I was like, oh, he got that's some spice.
Yeah, I mean, to him, it's like, hey, don't bring me into this bullshit, bro. Yeah. Like, I get it. You think he was trying to compete with me on how much money we could spend and this, that, and the third? Yeah, but don't. I'm not doing nothing.
Like, don't air me out.
Yeah, focus on him. That's your problem.
Hey,
that's why your relationship ain't working out.
You focus on the wrong things.
You focus on the wrong things. You talking about Thug, you need to be focused on London.
She's like, I talked about him in 19 other songs.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it should have been 20.
Why I gotta be in the 20th? I don't know, man. I always looked at that too, like, in my personal experience, because I've been told from somebody that was in a relationship, they're not in a relationship anymore.
That you're problematic?
That I was the problem. Like, I don't want you hanging around Adam. What the fuck did I do? Like, I'm just living life. Yeah. What did I do? I don't like you hanging around with Adam. Why?
Because he has fun?
Because I have fun? Because I don't want to see my friends miserable? And I say, hey, just fucking leave her? Maybe. I remember when you used to smile.
I'm all, I can't imagine why she don't want you hanging out with him.
But
you're his friend. So
but I'm his friend. Like, I was his friend before hers. Like, hey, bro, like, notice you've been looking a little gloomy.
Yeah.
Let's let's reverse engineer this. Hey, where did it go wrong?
Yeah. When did you notice the trend that it was going down?
When did you start losing hope? When did you start getting to the top of Goliath and it just go down? And honestly, and I've said that to my friends that are girls in their relationships, like, hey, you're too young to be this stressed and this hurt. Like, you're gonna look. I always say this. You're gonna look back and you're gonna laugh at how much you tweeted over some dude that's not even. You're gonna laugh. You're probably not even gonna want to claim him.
Oh no! And we hear that constantly now, especially at our age. It's like, before this age, don't even think about anybody I was with, because that wasn't even a person. I wasn't even that person.
Yeah, I hated who I was in that moment. Yeah. So anybody that was like I was dating in that moment, non-existent.
Yeah.
Only women can get that off, though.
Yeah, but if we say that,
but if we say that, like, how dare you, you fucking pig?
Hey, you're ungrateful, is what you are.
Oh, you think you could just do that?
Oh, you're still bitter? Is that what it is?
Let go, you know. I'm trying to let go. No, but still remember, but let go.
What do you want from me?
Remember what you're supposed to let go, but still remember, but don't forget. Forgive, but never forget. Like, women just with these words, bro. They are they are word ninjas. I'll forgive, but never forget. Okay, so you're not. So I'm still living in your head rent free.
So I still gotta be there.
Yeah.
So remember.
So I still gotta remember everything. I mean, I guess whatever. I can't fucking heal because you want me to fucking never forget.
Yeah.
But like, do what you want, bitch. I'm worried about crypto. Do what you want. I'm worried about my crypto right now.
And that's Block Fulio.
That's Block Fulio.
Always worried about his crypto.
Mm-hmm.
My investments.
And you'll never try to forget about your bad investments.
You never forget about the bad investments either.
It's all right.
It's all right.
He's always got some losers.
Lumps and bruises.
You gotta learn somehow, and with a loss is the best lesson learned.
I've lost. My losses taught me more than my wins did.
Absolutely.
Damn Skippy.
Every single time. But go listen to Summer Walker's Still Over It. Listen, you could listen to Over It and Still Over It. I think Over It's better than Still Over It.
For right now, yes.
I mean, I don't think she over it though.
Clearly,
that's a bad album title.
Clearly not, Fernie. It's in the title.
But yeah, it's such a weird like being. I would say being like dating an artist, a music artist specifically, because she's got a new boyfriend now.
And now he's got to hear this shit.
And I know he supports her. And you go Queen.
He's like, go off, Queen.
Go off, Queen.
Hey, we're gonna spend this money together.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably feels some type of way like.
Damn, you really did a whole song about this dude?
No,
a whole album?
Did a whole album?
No,
you're gonna do a whole tour about this dude? Why are you still crying about this? I thought we healed.
She's like, oh, honey.
Oh, that's not even fair. Like, I listened to a podcast today where they talked about this. When you're with somebody that's in the healing stage, that's the worst place you could be.
But I've had this discussion with people about how, like, when there's like grief and trauma, like your friends should be there for you, because if you're trying to bring somebody new into the situation and you're kind of your saving grace,
yeah,
that's so unfair.
Stop saving grace.
Stop doing it. I was like, it's so unfair to that person. And guess what? The day's gonna come where that person might not be here, and that how you resonated with that person that saved you or that helped you through that is gone now, and you'll never be able to get that again because clearly you're not together. But guess who can be? Your fucking friends.
My favorite Boogie line, West Side Boogie. He said, "I helped her on her feet so she could walk away." Like, so from a guy's perspective, you want to be there and help her when she's healing. You don't want to be the rebound, bro. She's healing over some dude that, bro. If you got to realize your intention. If that's your intention, so be it. Yeah, but if your intention is you think you're gonna have a happy relationship in the future with this person while they're healing, walk away, because that's not gonna happen. She's gonna realize like, oh, every time I look at you, I remember when I was hurt. Like, I'm just trying to be better now, and this like think like, about that.
That's their emotion. Like that's how they tie that.
That's how they associate it. And it's like, hey, I fucking helped you get through this. Yeah, but I'm different now, and I realize like what I want in life you don't have. Well, I was just being that person so you could help. So I was just helping. I mean, give me a shot. Like I could let me be. Yeah. Oh, no.
No, but it's not gonna work.
Hey, I'm a woman. Leave me alone. Like,
it's you're my life. I'll never be back.
And vice versa. Like, women trying to help a dude heal. It's like you can't save a healing person.
No.
If you want to be there when they're healing, I mean, people don't stay in a hospital forever.
No.
Like, you can only care so much. You only care so much, and once that person's gone, and you're like, well, "What the fuck?" You're gonna look at like, "I just wasted my time."
That's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
So be very careful about who you're in entanglement with.
Mm-hmm. Be very aware of what you're doing
and your intentions.
And your intentions.
You can't always read somebody's intentions, but you better fucking try and analyze and see what they are.
Man, check what are your intentions with yourself and that situation. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just looking at my portfolio. But all right, guys. I think we've talked long enough in this podcast. Go listen to Summer Walker. Listen to the Kanye West Drink Champs interview.
After you finish this episode.
After you finish the episode, clearly. And maybe you'll get something different than we did. Who knows? I'd love to hear it. Do we have any announcements, anything?
Store closes Friday.
Yeah.
Store closes.
You guys do the click, subscribe.
Fuck, we always forget to do that at the beginning.
You know?
I'm going to start doing that for y'all. Like,
please, hey, you know what?
All that, like, I try to leave comments on the thing right there, fucking with y'all, to at least get some type of interaction.
Hey, bro, I love it. I'm all for it. We have Damien, who's a positive one, and then Fernie's just bringing up something toxic.
Yeah. People are bound to listen to one or the other.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
Fernie's all, if you don't comment, you're a hoe.
I got all y'all. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, rate 5 stars, do what you do.
Until next week, guys.
Deuces.
Later.